Reading and writing were always my mortal enemies growing up. From an early age, I was diagnosed with both dyslexia and dysgraphia. That basically meant anything language related felt like running up a snowy hillside. Felt like my brain was broken. But it led to me discovering techniques to help me surpass my peers. Therefore, in this video, I want to share with you my personal journey. I went from avoiding reading and writing altogether to developing strategies that actually work with my brain instead of against it. Whether you're dyslexic yourself, parent of a dyslexic child, or someone who's always felt just bad at school, I'll walk you through some practical techniques that can actually accelerate your learning right away. And at the end, we'll explore something most people never talk about: why dyslexia might not be just a challenge, but a blessing in disguise. Let's get to it. Education has always been a struggle for me. In elementary school, I was placed in special learning classes, saw a tutor after school, and eventually I transferred to a small private school for high school. All of the extra support helped me get through school, but it never really helped me to excel. It wasn't until adulthood, after most of my formal education already had been behind me, that I finally learned the techniques that didn't just help me keep up, but allowed me to surpass many of my peers. That realization changed everything. It's one of the main reasons I became an educator. I wanted to pass on the strategies that helped me so much to others, because it genuinely frustrates me that almost no one teaches them. After wondering how much more I could have learned if I had been shown these tools earlier, and how much hidden potential I had left on the table. On to the techniques and strategies. We are fortunate to live in the digital age, where there are many programs that can help with correcting spelling and assisting with reading. At university, I relied heavily on text-to-speech software and had all my textbooks digitized. At first, it felt slow, but I gradually increased the playback speed. 1 times speed, 1.25, and then 2 times speed. I went from struggling to keep up to finishing books faster than my peers, with better comprehension. Here is a list of text-to-speech softwares to check out. With a little practice, doubling your listening speed becomes surprisingly easy in a short amount of time. The same approach can be applied to YouTube videos and podcasts. There's also a lot of excellent tools that help with spelling and sentence structure. Grammarly is one of the most popular, but it's far from the only option. You can also use your favorite AI writing assistant to help with either spelling and grammar, clarity and structure, or rewriting ideas without changing your voice. Using speed reading techniques, I was able to double my read speed, even with my dyslexia. For years, I assumed I had to read slow and carefully to avoid making mistakes. Now, that advice was well-intentioned, but in practice, it often led to more mistakes. Slower reading leads to more frustration, more wandering attention, and less focus. Counterintuitively, reading fast actually improves your retention. When you move quickly at a fast pace, the brain has less time to drift, and more reason to stay engaged. Even for people with dyslexia, speed can actually be a focusing mechanism rather than a liability. If you want to go deeper into these techniques, check out my videos on YouTube or my full courses, where I break down step by step how to do these techniques. 3 links in the description below. I also found memory techniques to be essential, because there's no point in reading fast. You're gonna just forget everything a few minutes later. Simple memory strategies help me unlock information, connect ideas together, and actually use what I was learning, rather than constantly relearning the same material. See links to memory techniques below also. Finally, dyslexia is frustrating, but as I hinted to earlier, it may also be a hidden blessing. Many studies and real-world examples suggest that a disproportionate number of entrepreneurs and self-made achievers are dyslexic. Not because dyslexia makes things easier, because it forces you to learn how to overcome difficulty. Learning how to struggle, adapt, and persist is one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. Ironically, many childhood prodigies, despite early brilliance, never make a meaningful impact later in life. When challenges finally appear, they haven't built up the resilience or problem-solving muscles needed to push through, because so much came naturally to them early on. Dyslexia also comes with another often overlooked advantage: tendency to focus on the big picture. Instead of getting stuck in the weeds, focusing on spelling, formatting, and surface level details, many dyslexic thinkers naturally gravitate towards large ideas, patterns, and what actually moves the needle forward. In my experience, in the real world, this kind of thinking is often far more valuable than technical perfection. Thanks so much for watching. May God bless you and your family, and we'll see you in the next one.